Thank you for tuning in to WedPro Business Solutions. I'm your host, Kristina Stumblefield. So many times I get asked about how do I show up on multiple platforms on a consistent basis. So I wanted to share with you some tips and resources to make that just a little bit easier. In all honesty, I want to help you save time, precious time, the one thing that we cannot get back. Yeah, I know that it can be frustrating. It is even for me to post content out on multiple platforms on a regular basis. And for wedding professionals, it seems like when the busy wedding season comes around and time that we have available starts to narrow, it's harder to show up on a consistent basis on multiple platforms. I wish that I had a magic wand to help ease the number of platforms that people feel like they have to show up on. And I say feel like they have to show up on for a reason. Because when you start drilling down to your ideal client, where they spend their time, that's ultimately where you need to spend your time. Where is that? Is that on Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook, Pinterest? One thing I can say with most certainty, you need to show up on a consistent basis on Google. And a way to do that is post at least once a week on your Google business profile. I would like to share with you some tips and strategies about repurposing content. So many times people get in their head about, oh, I can't post the same thing on Facebook that I post on Instagram or the same thing on Instagram on TikTok. I have news for you. Most of the time, a very high percentage of the time, the same people are not going to see the same content on Instagram on TikTok. It's just not going to happen because of the algorithm. So, first and foremost, if you are doing reels on Instagram, you can take that reel and post it on TikTok. You can also use that format, which is 9 by 16, in stories. So you could take the same piece of content. I always encourage people to record it on their phone. Now, there are tools out there that you can do it in TikTok. You can run it through a TikTok downloader app to remove the watermark and then put it on Instagram. But one of the easiest ways around all of that is to record it, portrait on your phone. That way, it is formatted the correct way to utilize on reels and stories. Now, I'd say this is an advanced tip. You could record your videos landscape, so 16 by 9, and keep it scooted far enough away from you that there is room to trim the left and the right. So that way, if you use an app on your phone or a program on your computer, there is enough space for that to be turned into a 9 by 16 size. And what that would give you is that would allow you to record one video that is used on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook. It could be resized to 1-to-1, which would be an Instagram post. And then you could change the size to the 9 by 16, post in Instagram Reels, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, as well as on platforms that offer stories. Hopefully, I didn't lose you there because that was quite a few steps. But the reason I wanted to say it that way was for you to realize that you can take one video piece and you can turn it into 6, 8, 10 pieces of content to utilize on multiple social media channels. You don't have to overthink it. You don't have to overcomplicate it. The key is starting with the right software to get it sized correctly. Now, one of the things I don't think I mentioned when I was saying in landscape mode, which is 16 by 9, You could also post that on YouTube. There's so many different platforms to sit here and name. I'm sure that I left out a couple, and that is not on purpose. The thing I want you to take away from this is having a plan. That is what can help you the most is planning out some of your content. Take a blank calendar or a Google Doc or a piece of paper, whatever works best for you, and get some ideas down because then you can take that one video and you can turn it into multiple pieces of content. But if you have it planned out, you could record 5 videos at the same time. I call that batching. And that allows you to start building a content library so that you have that to use on the multiple platforms. So, I'm going to give you some resources. If you're watching or listening to this on your favorite podcast platform, great. Thank you for listening. This will be in the show notes, a link that will get you to an entire resource page on my website for repurposing content. I'm going to share with you the tools that I use as well as my team that I also recommend to clients to use for their own businesses. These are tools that I actively use. I don't recommend something unless I've used it or I currently use it. There's different tools out there, and you can make this as complicated or as easy as you want it to be. Most people like to do things from their phone. So there are apps available to you. I will tell you with videos on social media, whether it's YouTube, the social media platforms, or Google, I encourage you to put captions on your videos. It's really important. Now, some people choose to use the closed captions that's available wherever they're uploading it. And you can do that. I encourage you to review them to make sure the information is accurate. A lot of the programs and softwares that I'm going to recommend, it has caption capability inside of those softwares. So, with repurposing, the whole point is to take a piece of content, break it down, and utilize it across the multiple platforms. But I also want to give you another idea. You could record a 1, 2 minute, however long video, and then upload it on your phone or use it on your phone or upload it to your computer. And then cut that video down into 3, 4, 5, 6 other small videos. So now you have one large video or lengthier video, and then you have 4, 5, 6 shorts that can be used. There's multiple different strategies. The key pieces are number one, having a plan, and number two, getting the content started or recorded. The examples I've been giving are from a video because you can use your cell phone with a cell phone holder or prop it up on some books, record a video, and start putting it out on the platforms. You can also use graphics, photos. You have other options. And what I will share with you is this. When you do that, if you're talking about Facebook and Instagram, you can use Meta Business Suite and schedule out those posts right in Meta. Now, some people know that as Facebook Business, but it's now called Meta Business Suite. And if your Instagram account is connected, you can schedule a post on both Facebook and Instagram. Or there are other scheduling tools available. We partnered with a company to have our own offering for a social media tool called WedPro Social Planner. And there will be a link to it as well on the resource page. That tool gives you the opportunity to post to multiple platforms, Google Business included, as well as TikTok, LinkedIn. There are several that you can schedule posts to, more so than just Facebook and Instagram. There are also other tools out there on the market that are available. It doesn't really matter what tool you use, whatever works best for you and your business. The key is using it. And if it's overcomplicated, people are out. You don't want to have to learn a whole new system to be able to schedule social media posts out. But I will tell you, it is worth putting in a little bit of effort. So that way, I have people that schedule 3 and 4 months of content out. And for wedding professionals, they want to be scheduled out May to August, at least, because they know if they don't, they could go weeks or longer without any content being out there on social media. And the problem with that for wedding professionals are there are people getting engaged in the spring, in the summer, in the fall, in the winter. There's not just one engagement season. Now, statistics show that there's a spike in engagements November or Thanksgiving through Valentine's Day. Okay, but people also get engaged other times of the year. And we all know you have to show up when engaged couples are looking for wedding vendors. You have to show up on whatever their platform is. Now, there is a lot of activity with searches on Google. I'm fortunate to go to wedding shows and get to talk to engaged couples. And it does seem like a lot of them are utilizing Google for their research, for looking into wedding vendors. So don't leave out Google, but they're also using the social platform that they spend their time on. And right now, there's a lot of people using TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, but you also still have people using Facebook. And LinkedIn is one of the platforms that I feel like wedding professionals use the least. However, there's potential clients that use LinkedIn on a regular basis. Now, I do feel like LinkedIn is different than the other social media platforms. It is a more professional platform, but that doesn't mean as a wedding professional that you shouldn't show up, that your services, your experiences, your knowledge shouldn't be shared on that platform. I think it should be. But at the end of the day, you only have so much time available. And that is why I always tell people to drill down to who their ideal clients are, because that's the people that you want to talk to. That's the ones that you want to post on the platforms they're using, because that's who you want to book. That's honestly who you want to book when it comes down to it, is your ideal client. But there are so many resources. And by resources, I mean softwares, apps, all of that out there to make showing up on multiple platforms doable. I'm not going to say it's the easiest thing ever, but it's doable. And that is why I really push for systems and processes, because that's how you're going to do it. Is if you have a checklist, this is what I do. So I'm going to give you a repurposing guide. Just like I mentioned about the video, it will include video checklist on ideas of how you can create one video and use it across multiple platforms. The same goes for your pictures or videos of events that you've been part of, as well as graphics. Maybe it's inspirational quotes. Maybe it is a testimonial you want to share out. So I'm going to share with you a checklist that you will have to follow. There will be a link in this podcast episode in the show notes, or if you're watching it on YouTube, it will be in the description. If at any time you cannot find those, you can always go to my website, KristinaStubblefield.com, and get a link to the checklist. I would love to hear your feedback. How are you repurposing content? Do you have your favorite tools that you'd like to share with me? I'm a techie. I love to hear about software, tools, and resources that people are using in the wedding industry and beyond. So just send me a message and I would love to see what you all are using. Are you struggling to repurpose content? Send me a message, DM me on Instagram, or just go to my website and hit the contact button. Let's talk about it. Lastly, if you're not a member of my free Facebook group, I encourage you to join WedPro Business Community. I share in their tips, strategies, and information, as well as pre releases on podcast episodes. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. And until next time, take care.